what's going on? This is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone, and today we're going to talk about a few things, catch you up on where we're at, and then I want to talk about a bit of a project that I want to do. A little bit of a test. I think you guys will dig it. I know I'm going to dig it. But first, well, let me show you what I'm working on. So I ran this thing probably a little too much underwater the other day, and fried the ESC. So the way these work is you have a battery and a motor and a radio, and to make it all, it's basically a voltage regulator, more or less, electronic speed control, but it runs like 6 volts to the servo, voltage to the motor, voltage to the radio. It's more or less a voltage regulator. Anyway, I think I fried it, so I got a new one coming for that today to replace that. So hopefully that thing will work again, because we've been having fun with that. So for the last few days, over the weekend, my brother was here. My brother actually lives in Santa Cruz, and we're in Weed, California, which is way up north, a little bit south of the Oregon border. So he came up for the weekend, and we did some wheeling. He's got a Lexus GX470, I think, with an Icon suspension, and super fun. Had a good time. Did some trail running and rock crawling and stuff like that. Nothing too insane. I don't want to break my daily driver, but it was fun. Did some RC car. I tried putting this little camera that I'm using inside the RC car to get like some POV shots, which was really kind of fun. So just doing that stuff, outdoor stuff, taking some nighttime photography, some nighttime still shots. It's really pretty here in the middle of the night, so a lot of stars, Milky Way, that kind of thing. We leave here on Friday to go to the Grand Tetons, Yellowstone, and then we're gonna go across the Dakotas and stuff. So I'll probably post an actual route map and some dates and stuff over on patreon.com. So if you want to know exactly where we're going to be over the next few weeks, because when you see this video, I will just shot it yesterday, so I guess when you see this video we'll be leaving here tomorrow, so it's pretty real time. But if you want to meet up with us or whatever, head over to patreon.com, and I will have a post there probably by the time this video goes up, or at least sometime this week, to give you some idea about that. So one of the things I've been wanting to do lately is, remember when we did the best acoustic guitar shootout kind of thing? And basically what I did, and what we're gonna do, I want to do it for electric. So I've got this guitar right here. This is the Epiphone Les Paul Standard that my buddy gave me, and eventually we're going to give this guitar away, maybe at 50,000 subscribers, probably. So I've got this guitar right here. It doesn't have strings on it right now, and that's what made me think of it. I just ordered some Ernie balls to throw on it to play it, and I was like, well, wait a minute, maybe we do like a test, a shootout sort of thing. Now, you might be thinking, that's a worthless test, but is it really? Here's the thing. People on the internet tend to take people's word as gospel, and then if they don't agree with it, then they speak out against it, and it gets all hateful. That happens on this channel. It happens everywhere. I think it's unnecessary. So what I think we should do as a culture, as guitar players, is to try stuff for ourselves. And so that's what we did this last time with this acoustic guitar test. What we did was, I'm gonna let you in the comments pick a couple of things. First of all, I want you to pick 5 different kinds of sets of strings. They're all going to be 10 gauge. They're all going to be 3 wound, 3 plain, something that would go on a Les Paul. I don't care what material they are. I don't care what brand they are. They could be your favorite. They could be something you wanted to try or get an impression of. It doesn't matter. So 5 sets. That's what we're going to do, 5 sets. And then we're also, oh, the other thing is they cannot be mail order only. So I hate to say it, unless, you know, Stringjoy or somebody wants to send me a set of strings, it's very difficult because I'm on the road for people to send me stuff and to have it all done in timely fashion. So we do have an address. If people want to send us stuff, I have an address for that. Get in contact with me, and that's cool. We can do that. But for this test, anything you can buy at any local music store, okay? 5 sets, any material. What I want to do is I'm going to put a set on my guitar and play it for, we'll call it 5 days, okay? And I'm going to play a little bit every day, and I'm going to play it 5 days. But here's the trick though, is I'm going to have Leslie unpack all of the strings and I'm going to put the guitar on it without knowing what brand they are. So I will not see the packaging, any of that. So the thing about that is that some of the brands you can kind of tell when you look at them. So for example, Diodario's have the little Sweetheart ball ends on them, and so you can kind of tell that. So we'll try to minimize that as much as possible. But the idea is going to be that I'm not going to know the brand or the packaging. We're going to take that bias out of it. We're just going to put it on the guitar. We're going to play it for 5 days. In 5 days, am I going to be able to tell longevity? Maybe a little, but not totally, probably in 5 days. But if we did this like full on length, it would take months to do this test. And I want to do this in, 3 weeks or something. And then every week, in amongst our other videos, what I'll do is I'll just let you know how I feel like it's going or whatever. And in the end, we'll have a reveal video where Leslie tells me what strings I played. I'm going to say, this was my favorite, this was my worst favorite, this is why. And then she's going to tell me which brand they were. That's what we did last time, and I was really, really surprised with what my favorite one was. I thought that I liked certain things. I thought that I wanted things a certain way. I found out that I was completely wrong, even about what I wanted, once all the packaging and all the brand was out of it. You might say, well, elixirs for life. You might say paradigms for life. But if you don't know and you just go based purely on feel and length of, using. So that's the other thing. I want you to pick the type of string, like, the brand of string. And I also want you to tell me what factors you think are important to picking a set of guitar strings to you, that you think I should include in kind of the criteria. Okay, so like obviously length of wear, initial brightness, how it decays off, the feel of the tension, feel, whatever you want it to be. If you let me know 4 or 5 things in the comments that you want me to use as like grading criteria. So what strings and the grading criteria I should use. Once we're going to leave this going for a few days, probably early next week, what I'm going to do is I will compile all of that. I will order all the strings that based on what you tell me, and then to the best I can anyway. And then I'll get them here, and then we'll have another video and we'll say, okay, this is it. The first strings are going on, and do this as best we can. Now, you're probably thinking this is the dumbest test ever because my hands aren't the same as your hands. I don't wear out strings, actually. I can have strings on for a long time. Some people can only get through 1 or 2 gigs and their strings are completely shot. The idea here is to really not so much figure out what the best strings are for everybody, but to kind of get in the mindset of how each of us can test stuff and come to an actual conclusion instead of just reading a brand, thinking it's a certain way, being stuck in our ways because these are the strings I used since I was a little kid and my dad taught me blah 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 and whatever. It just gets too dumb. Like, let's actually put some thought and this is going to be opinion, right? And you might feel a different way. When I announce the strings in the end, you're going to be like, oh man, those strings don't work for me at all. You put that in the comments. Be nice about it, but understand and we can learn from each other and for each other all about this. So I'm really excited about doing it. It was really fun. I will tell you that the last time we did this with acoustic strings, that video is still like one of our most popular. People still watch that to this day because it is such a personal, relative thing, but kind of getting in your mind like how to test this stuff, I think is going to be fun. But I need your input because I want it to be real, right? And I don't want to know anything. I just want to go into it blind. I'm going to play that guitar a little bit every day, and I'm going to make notes on it, and this is going to be really fun. So that's what I want to do. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. 5 sets and 4 or 5 criteria you think that I should use. I think it'll be killer. And share this with your friends. And if you have opinions, let me know. But the idea is for me to learn for myself. And then hopefully you could do the same thing and go learn for yourself or try something new that you have not tried before. I guess next time I see you, I don't know where we're going to be. Idaho, Wyoming, Montana. I'm not really sure. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon.